Also,
no. More about gel coat.
When the fourth...
Don't you call in the... More importantly, he knew what he was talking.
My name is David, and I am a talkaholic.
And my name is Matthew, and I agree that David is a talkaholic. Did I do it wrong again?
Yeah, we still got to work on it.
My name is Matthew.
Uh-huh. Okay, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
At least we know that was accurate.
I don't think I get
it. And we are back with another episode. It is May. It is tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May. The month where we sit inside and watch Netflix all day.
This was a delight. Buckle up, listeners, because this was an enjoyable experience for me.
I agree wholeheartedly. Matthew was talking about the fact that we decided this month to do a rewatch show of the infamous and critically underappreciated 1983 TV movie called High School, U.S.A.
The barely critically reviewed High School, U.S.A.
But I am with you. I really didn't remember it. We had an actor when that came up. It was like, oh, that was a TV movie with Michael J. Fox and Nancy McKeon. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So this fits beautifully into our initial attempts here as this podcast still continues to evolve and find its shape and form. Let's stick with doing facts of life adjacent projects.
Yeah.
So by the time this drops, I will have posted a link to the episode so that the Tutti Fruities will have been able to watch. And I hope you guys did get a chance to watch it, because it is, it is, I can't believe how much I enjoyed it. Really, honestly, non-ironically.
Truly, several laugh out loud moments.
Yes.
And not ironic laugh out loud, like, oh, that's hilarious that he's got a robot that starts with a car key.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and has a license plate on the back of it, and can talk to a vending machine and get free soda out of it. Yes.
And I will tell you, the two standouts for me are Crispin Glover.
Yes! Yes!
He knows exactly what movie he's in.
He is so good.
And just the acting that I know that he's doing, because I know he's not like that as a person. The level of acting he's bringing, and
the commitment level is off the charts.
Insane.
I mean,
he's on a completely different level than anybody else in this film.
Exactly. You said he knew what movie he was in. Yes, it was not this movie. It was his own other separate place. And that was right for the character. 150%.
Completely.
And yes.
And Crystal Barnard.
Crystal Barnard, also quite good.
Enjoyable and charming.
Yes.
But I thought, as far as comedic relief goes, the ugly girl from Gimme a Break.
You mean Laurie Hendler, I believe is who you're talking about.
God, she's even got an ugly name.
No.
Laurie Hendler.
Yeah. And she, by the way, did you recognize the girl that she was paired up with?
I didn't recognize her, but I looked up who she was.
Oh, you see, I looked at her and went, that is Jenny Piccolo from Happy Days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I forget. At some point I wrote down her name. Her name is Kathy Silvers. And she was one of the many things that contributed to the shittiness that was the later seasons of Happy Days. Jenny Piccolo was this, she was like the Alan Brady, where we never met her, but she was always talked about and discussed like she was the adventurous, loose girlfriend of Joni Cunningham. And then in a later season, they went, why don't we actually cast an actress as Jenny Piccolo and have her actually be a character on the show? Wah, wah. And And they did, and she was fine. She was no more or less awful than the whole show was. But the fact is that Jenny Piccolo, now being a flesh and blood person, took all of the fun out of this character we could envision as who in the world would a girl be that was like that. So before we've already started nerding out a bit about it, but let's do a little bit of David-isms here and do a little bit of business, shall we?
Okay.
And start with the fact that High School USA is a TV movie. It originally broadcast on October 16th of 1983.
Which means it was filmed over the summer.
Yes. And they definitely were thinking of it as a potential pilot for a future series. And they later did do a 1-hour pilot for a series with a different cast, and the network did not pick it up. Oh,
Crystal Barnard was in it.
Oh yeah, I hear Joel Hodgson was offered it and declined. Said he didn't want to be in it.
Yeah, that's what it says on the web on the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, and on the IMDb page as well. Yeah. So it was written by Alan Eisenstock and Larry Mintz. They are both in their early 30s, and they were writers and producers and creative consultants for such shows as Sanford and Son, Angie, What's Happening, Mork and Mindy, Family Matters, Step by Step, and Married with Children. So they have a lot of TV credits.
So they are sitcom writers.
Yeah, oh, totally. And producers and creative consultants. So yeah, for them, I think that really boils down to that they're writers. Here's the interesting thing. The director, Rod Amato, I believe how you do it. Did you look him up? Did you look up his credits?
I did.
The reason why I pointed out that the writers were in their early 30s at the time because you look at Rod Amato's credits and you're like, they go back to the early 1950s.
They go back Burns and Allen, for God's sake.
And I mean, we're talking the dawn of television.
Yeah. He had to be in his 60s when he was
59 is what he's 59 making a high school movie in the 80s. And he has credits like General Electric Theater.
Yeah.
Pepsi Cola Playhouse, all that
Colgate Comedy Hour.
Yeah, exactly. All that early TV shit where the shows didn't even have a name. They were just the sponsors. And then Mr. Amato goes on to do shows like The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, which comes into play because the actor who plays Dobie Gillis is in this movie. And then we have Phil Silvers, his multiple Phil Silvers endeavors, My Mother the Car, and he does have a Dukes of Hazzard in there. How did that sneak in?
Well, and Phil Silvers shows, and you have to wonder if it was like, could you hire my daughter for this movie?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I forgot that Kathy Silvers is Phil Silvers' daughter.
Yeah.
Totally fucking forgot that.
Yeah.
Wow. He probably he probably watched her grow up on the set. I mean, it was like, of course.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's just like the little.
I didn't even. Wow. Thank you for reminding me of that. I did know that at some point in the chasms of my memory. Anyhow, so how can we possibly synopsize this to try to give a general, for those who may not have watched it, I would love to give some sort of a very short general synopsis.
I feel like for TV Guide, they booked this like it was family night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
This had something for the parents in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like an earlier, like right now we're all big on the reboots and stuff. And then all you do is you see this TV show where your idols are now ancient and it's upsetting. It was like they build it as a chance for the parents to see their idols.
Yeah.
And the current kids to see their idols.
Yeah.
And so why not? It's just a delightful 2 hours. Who cares what the plot is going to be?
Yeah.
We're giving you all this on a platter.
It's true. I think that's a great way to put it. And I think that even the grandparents, young grandparents, would also have something there too. Because think of it, if it's 1983, parents with a 9-year-old kid would probably be in their 30s.
Yeah.
Meaning they would have been born around 1950-ish. So shows like Dobie Gillis and and Phil Silvers, those were the shows when they were little kids and they didn't get rerun. I mean, reruns were a later
Right.
phenomenon. So I imagine that there were grandparents who could sit and watch this and appreciate that.
Right.
They may not have been young when they watched it, but it was like, oh my God, when I was in my 30s raising your parents, I was watching Gilligan's Island, and there's Don Wells.
So I don't know how to synopsize the movie, because I actually wrote, one of my notes is that there is a lot of plot.
Holy fuck balls, that's a lot of plot. Okay, here's a way I think might be a good jumping off point, just to give people a sense of what it is. Somebody saw Grease.
Somebody saw Grease.
And Grease 2, and said, well, this could certainly be done as a TV movie or a potential TV show. But you know what? Those period costumes are expensive. We can just do it modern times. But taking a cue from Grease, where Grease did the exact same thing we were talking about, where we had John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, these white hot young stars in the beginnings of their stellar careers. And then let's go and cast Eve Arden and Dodie Goodman and Sid Caesar. And let's put Frankie Avalon in it. I didn't know who Frankie Avalon was when I saw Grease. I didn't even recognize him from the Beach Party movies. And actually, that brings in another element. The Beach Party movies. Those had Frankie and Annette. Those also had Don Rickles, Paul Lynde. Was Phil Silvers in some of those?
I don't know that he was, but that type, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but like, your Buddy Hackett's, and it was like, you know what I mean? It's like your old time Borscht Belt comics were in these movies on the beach with these young kids.
Your Buddy Hackett's.
Yeah. As if there's more.
How many casting directors have said those words?
Yeah.
Your Buddy Hackett's.
So that's the broadest of broad strokes. Is we have a movie that takes place in a high school in modern times, 1983, but we have stacked the deck for the older generation. Shall we go into? And
we got all these kids under contract for NBC.
Yeah, so they don't have a fucking choice. They're making this movie whether they want to or not.
And currently, in 1983, I should have looked this up. In theatrical releases, there were I guess what they call sleeper hits of Zapped, of Meatballs.
Yeah.
All these high school, like things are secular. So like in the 90s, it was the American Pie movies. And I Know What You Didn't Do Last Summer When You Screamed movies.
Yeah.
It was that kind of like lowball hit.
Yeah.
That was hitting in theaters. So why not put it on TV? It's exactly like that screwball high school comedy.
Yeah.
And it has all of the elements of it. And it's predictable and it's wonderful.
Yes.
So sit down,
sit back and relax. Yes. And this was the sort of dawn of the sort of teen trash movie of the Porkies and the and
Animal House. That
whole thing. Those movies were coming into play, and this tries to go there. This tries so hard, and kind of doesn't quite do it. But let's go through the cast list, shall we? Just so that people understand the people there. I'm going through the credits as they appear. And by the way, the opening song in the credits is all of the everythings. It is so amazing. I think I'm going to put it
is just like, I compared it in my head. I was like, this is just like the Meatballs song. Are you ready for the summer?
Yeah.
But the only words in this song are school is in.
School is in. That's it.
And
remember, Grease 2 started with a song called Back to School. So it did have it. And by the way, the exterior shots of the front of the high school are the high school that they used in Grease and Grease 2. It is literally Rydell High, which, I mean, Grease, the movie, was only, 6-7 years old at this point. So it's still very fresh in our consciousness.
Grease 2 was 2 years old. Or
81, right? Yeah. And so going through this, the cast list, ladies and gentlemen, Michael J. Fox, huge star from Family Ties. Nancy McKeon, huge star from The Facts of Life. Todd Bridges, huge star from Different Strokes. All three of them under contract for NBC, like you said.
But also all three of them, it's like Disney's grad nights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stars just on the cusp. Like next year they're going to be famous.
Yeah.
Or they get stars that are like, oh, yeah, I think my parents know who that person is.
Yeah. Angela Cartwright hasn't worked in a couple of years. We could probably get her. Yeah.
So none of these people were too big to say no to this.
Exactly.
You know? Like Gary Coleman, too big to say no. Like he was like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But Todd Bridges, Dana Plato.
And Dana Plato. Exactly. Two for one in Different Strokes. Like come back to the next season of Different Strokes. What did you kids do over the summer? Well, we both were contractually obligated to make this movie. But next and this is the list, and this is the order in which they appear in the opening credits. So fourth billing after Michael J. Fox, Nancy McKeon, Todd Bridges, fourth credit, Angela Cartwright. It's like, okay. Yeah. Angela Cartwright, those who don't recognize the name, she was most famous for being Penny on Lost in Space. And she's also Louisa in The Sound of Music. Brigitte. That's right. She's Brigitte, the one with the book at the beginning when we first meet the kids. So she is one of the teachers in this. After Angela Cartwright, fifth billing goes to Bob Denver, Gilligan.
Each of the stars from the old days each get an entrance.
Yeah.
Like they each get where if there was an audience, there would be applause.
Yes. You are so right. Oh my God. Like TV writers definitely wrote this movie without a question. Yeah. And the other thing is in the opening credits, we have a clip of each actor in the film and then a freeze frame. Not all the freeze frames are flattering freeze frames.
I wrote down horrible freeze frames.
We feel each other, Matthew. We are on the same wavelength.
They watched every frame to get a freeze frame.
Yeah.
And they couldn't have found one.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, why her mouth is open and her eyes are closed? Why would you
blink? She looks like she died.
Yeah. So next in the credits, Dwayne Hickman. Not a familiar name, but he was Dobie Gillis in the TV show Dobie Gillis, which also starred Bob Denver. And
so a very familiar name.
And let's go back to the director had directed all of these. You know, he had connections to all these with Phil Silvers and Dobie Gillis. And I didn't see, there was probably a Lost in Space in there somewhere too. Next credit, Laurie Hendler. She is the girl who played, I believe, Julie on Gimme a Break.
Mm-hmm.
And she also, a lot of people don't know, she was in the backdoor pilot episode of Different Strokes that was launching The Facts of Life. So season 1, episode 24, called Garrett's Girls. That's the backdoor pilot, not the pilot of the actual show. But Laurie Hendler wasn't in Give Me a Break yet. She was one of the garden variety girls that were Eastland students.
The homely one on Give Me a Break.
Stop. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying don't say that. And then Dana Plato. Dana Plato's this far down the cast list. And this is not alphabetical, people. I mean, because then after Dana Plato, we get Crystal Bernard. Clearly somebody at NBC liked her, and that lasted until they found Wings for her. And that would be her big thing.
At this time, she was on, she had joined the cast of Happy Days. 10. She played Casey Cunningham. And then it says she joined the cast of It's a Living, so she was not an original cast member of the show.
Oh, when Ann Jillian may have left, and then they were. That's right, because It's a Living was canceled and then went into first run syndication. But you're right, It's a Living was an NBC show, I think. Next, as the douchebag, preppy asshole football quarterback, man, alpha dick who rules the roost.
Yes.
Whom do you think of other than, of course, Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
when you're casting a role like that.
I think of a guy with no chin who talks out of the side of his mouth. It bothered me the whole movie.
Does he talk? I didn't notice that. Well, here's the thing. I mean, Anthony Edwards literally in 1 year would be in Revenge of the Nerds as one of the nerds.
Yeah.
Like leading role playing a nerd.
Yeah.
And it is so fascinating to see him playing this. And, you know, I think that at the end when he plays Dr. Green on ER was his big claim to fame. He did that forever. By the time we get to ER, he's more of the nerd than he is the football jock.
Well, and you're skipping over Goose from Top Gun.
Matthew, I'm going to admit, I'm going to be vulnerable right now.
Yeah.
I have never seen Top Gun.
Oh, the only thing you need to see is the volleyball scene. It's like gay porn.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. 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 It's hot.
Okay.
But 86, he was a couple years away from movie stardom with Top Gun in 86. He played Goose, which is why throughout the movie I refer to him as Goose.
As Goose. Okay. You call him Goose. I
You
call
will find
him...
that throughout the movie, there's some characters that I refer to as their name and other characters I refer to as their sitcom name.
Oh, me too. Yes.
So I don't know what Nancy McKeon's name is in the movie because I just call her Joe through the whole thing. So.
Okay, well we'll work out the names later. And now so that's the main cast, and now we get the rest of them in alphabetical order. And Frank Bank. Do you know who Frank Bank is?
Who did he play? Let me see.
He's the dark-haired, larger bearded guy who is one of the caterers at the party.
Yeah, he played Mr. Girardi. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Lumpy
Rutherford on Leave It to Beaver. Eleanor Donahue. I didn't look up who she is. I don't know who she is. Help me. Who is Eleanor Donahue?
She was Andy Griffith's first, Andy Taylor's first love interest.
Oh, okay, on the Andy Griffith Show. Okay.
Very pretty. Very pretty.
And she literally has one tiny little scene playing Nancy McKeon's mother. Next, Tony Dow.
Ah!
Wally Cleaver, Beaver's older brother. And yeah, no, he blossomed nicely. He was a good-looking man.
Just as good as he did when he was Wally. Oof. Only
legal now, ladies and gentlemen. Next, Steve Franken.
The Wonderful.
He's got a ton of credits, but he doesn't have. It's surprising among this throng that he doesn't have a single TV show credit that you identify him with.
The thing that I think people watching this identified him with was he came on to The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis as a recurring character.
Oh, back to Dobie Gillis again.
Yeah, and like he played one of Dobie Gillis's friends. So yeah, he was like Lumpy. He was like that level of like, or an Eddie Haskell. Not on every episode.
He was a Lumpy Rutherford.
Yeah.
Not the Lumpy Rutherford.
No.
Then we have Ken Osmond. No, not one of the Osmond brothers, ladies and gentlemen. No. He was, of course, Eddie Haskell on Leave It to Beaver. And then we have Dawn Wells, Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
Yep.
And then also starring in just a list. They don't get a face credit. They just have a clock. Also starring John Caliri, who is actually John Caliri and David Packer. I believe they are both. Those are the two lackeys that are always following Anthony Edwards around and doing his bidding. Crispin Glover, as we've already said, is one of the geeky kids, and he is extraordinarily good in this movie. And then Kathy Silvers, Phil Silver's daughter, Jenny Piccolo. And so that is the cast, the credited cast. I missed one. I'm sorry. I missed David Nelson as the janitor.
Yeah.
David Nelson, one of the sons.
Ricky Nelson.
No, fuck no. He's too big for this shit. But Ozzie and Harriet, I believe they were one of the credits of the director. He called in all his favorite. No wonder they used this 59-year-old to direct this movie. He probably got this whole cast for a song. But yeah, just about every single one of them had a little nod to their career.
I didn't pick up on all of them, but I picked up on a couple of them. And I actually have a note where I wish they would have done that more.
Yeah, agreed. They could have totally done more.
More winks to the audience that I'm lumpy. You know.
Exactly. Well, at one point, somebody says, well, you can just be friends. I think she said, Nancy McKeon says that to Michael J. Fox. And he says, like Lumpy and Wally, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's like Lumpy and Wally are literally in the movie.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect example. When we meet Nancy McKeon's parents, Anthony Edwards is going to pick her up for a date. And it is Ken Osmond, who was Eddie Haskell. Eddie Haskell was known for being the biggest suck-up kiss-ass on Leave It to Beaver. And Anthony Edwards is literally doing the same thing and buttering up the dad.
Yeah.
And the mom. And
Haskell is meeting Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And did you pick up that maybe the Dawn Wells being the home ec teacher who teaches cooking, did you pick up the whole thing of, like the fact that Marianne could somehow take coconut and tree bark and make a pie crust out of it on Gilligan's Island? How it's like, oh, we're having pancakes. Let's go get some tree sap to be the syrup. It's like, what? What is happening?
The thing that I noticed more was that at the dance at the end, when they shoot her, they shoot a scene with her. The scene begins with her face in a lifesaver.
Oh, I did not catch that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Professor and Marianne. So here's the deal. The overarching, let's go through some of the plots, and there are many, which is why this feels like a pilot for a TV show, where it's like, let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And we have the big main romantic plot is Nancy McKeon is dating Anthony Edwards, and Michael J. Fox meets her and is interested in her, and Michael J. Fox is so goddamn charming. He's
the perfect underdog anti-hero.
Yes.
Because he's just nerdy enough not to be the stud, but he's just adorable enough that he's not a nerd.
Yeah.
And he's just the perfect everyman.
Agreed.
He's like Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing.
Yes.
Every homely girl watched that and was like, oh my God, the homely girl gets the guy.
and the nose job 15 years later.
Which ruined her career.
But, oh, dear.
But I put that there. That Michael J. Fox is just so perfect.
Everything.
But I don't know who he is. Like, is he Ferris Bueller? Is he a bad kid? Is he I wanted them to give him more purpose in that. Like for his character, there's nothing that should attract Nancy McKeon to him. He has no future. He has no job. He has no plans. I would have liked for them to make him like a hard worker with a dream, Oh,
yeah, that's a good idea.
Because so far he's just kind of this loser. Like he's proud of being a deadbeat. And it's like, well, what?
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, because we are told in his backstory that his mother died when he was very young, and he lives with his dad, and his dad is just literally never home and has no interest in him. So he's pretty much fending for himself.
Yeah.
And then at one point when he's in with the principal, Tony Dow, that's Wally Cleaver, when he's in with the principal, the principal does say something like, you need to find some direction. You need to believe in something and commit to it, kind of a thing. So
yeah.
I think maybe aimless, would that be a good word? Okay. I mean, I guess, but I don't disagree with you that we could have given him a stronger angle, because for him to be the underdog with a dream and then having Anthony Edwards, the asshole football player, being a dick to him.
Yeah.
And
the guy who gets everything handed to him is being mean to the guy who's working hard.
Yeah.
He would have given a little more depth to his character.
Agreed. So what is going on is that through a series of events, Michael J. Fox challenges him to a drag race.
And we don't mean drag race like we think of it now.
No, not RuPaul's Drag Race.
No.
An actual drag race with cars. And it's so... blessed.
There are so many, and forgive me if I had a different high school experience, but there's so many, I like to say, like, Hollywood stereotypes.
Yes.
That never were.
No.
That never are.
No.
There was no one guy in my school that had a group of guys that hung around him wearing sunglasses that did everything he said, and when he walked away, he went, and they all picked up and moved. That just, it's so ridiculous. How do we relate to it? Because nobody had that experience.
I agree. Same thing goes for the classes with we're bringing home a fake baby and have to pretend to be parents.
Right.
Or that whole trope. There are so many high school tropes written by middle-aged vaudevillian stand-up comic writers where you're like, okay, I mean, this is what you need to happen in the movie, but this doesn't really have a lot of basis in reality.
At all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. I think it's, so what happens is he challenges to a drag race, and then through a series of events, the car that he was planning to use and win with, which was Bob Denver's car. Was there a nod to Gilligan with Bob Denver? I didn't notice.
I feel like, what do you think? I'm a schlub? Like, I thought maybe that was it.
Oh, because when he introduces the car, because he's got this sweet, it is a brand new Trans Am with the eagle on the hood. It is a sweet ride. I mean,
my dad used to call them thunder chickens.
But he had, it was the whole thing of like, he's Crispin Glover's dad, and Crispin Glover as the uber nerd of this movie.
Well, he's playing George McFly. Oh, a much more artistic version.
Yeah. There are traces of on the spectrum in this performance that are just, again, his commitment level to being to the point where you notice he's got his jaw jutted forward and he's mouth breathing. Yeah. And he talks in this same sort of, well, do you think we might be able to get dates for the dance? He has his own pace and delivery that is unique to him, that is independent of the rhythm of the scene or the jokes or the humor, and yet it works. Instinctively, he makes it fit. I am so all about him in this movie.
And he's kind of a douche, we know, from the Back to the Future lawsuit that happened. Mm-hmm. So
he's good in Charlie's Angels, though. I mean, he's talented.
Oh, he's uber talented.
Yeah.
But he's also batshit crazy.
Yeah. And it's a shame. What happens is they wreck the Trans Am while the dad is out of town. And Michael J. Fox, God bless him, comes up with a plan where they go to pick up Bob Denver at the airport and they insist he have a couple more drinks and he passes out and they put him into his own wrecked car. They all get inside. And at the right moment, they slap his face, throw shit out of the car, and are all like, ah!
Yeah.
And Bob Denver wakes up from like an alcoholic blackout and is like, oh my God, what happened? And they realistically convince him that he has just wrecked his own car. And that literally solves the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
Yep.
And I laughed out, particularly with them throwing things out of the window to make the noises of the smashing and clanging of metal and stuff. That made me so happy because it was so preposterous. And yet it's like, sure. In this cartoonish environment, yes. So with the car being wrecked then, Michael J. Fox has to turn to his whiz kid friend, played by Todd Bridges.
Yeah.
And he and all the other nerds, this movie has a lot of grease in it, including the race. It's got a lot of Revenge of the Nerds going on, too. And they all pool their resources, including this robot that Todd Bridges has made. And he has to basically sacrifice his robot in order to soup up the engine of Michael J. Fox's POS car.
Right.
And spoiler alert, Michael J. Fox wins the race and beats.
And spoiler alert, suddenly nobody in the school likes Anthony Edwards, and he loses all of his friends because he lost a drag race.
Yeah, and Michael J. Fox comes in. You would think he had just declared victory over Europe in 1945.
Honest to Christ.
I mean, and the hands, they were directed. There are people just reaching out and touching his hair.
Yeah,
it was like
people, as he entered this, he goes through this line of people, like a receiving line. How many people mussed his hair?
Yeah.
If I were him, I would have been like, don't muss I'm not 8. Don't muss my fucking hair.
But it was like a scene out of Jesus Christ Superstar with all the people needing to reach up and touch the God, this our Savior. And in the course of this, of course, he ends up also getting the girl, Nancy McKeon, and that is both on film and in real life.
In real life.
And Nancy McKeon kept it from her castmates. They did not know till after they broke up. It wasn't a long relationship, I don't believe. But it was after the fact they were like, you broke up with somebody? You were seeing somebody? It was Michael J. Fox? What the shit?
Yeah.
And Crystal Bernard is the girl who has the huge crush on Anthony Edwards and does so good being the duplicitous bitch. Well, but likable and southern and plucky and cute and
totally charming.
She, of course, ends up comforting Anthony Edwards, and so she gets him. And so, thank God, everybody ends up paired up with somebody, because being single, Matthew, is just the worst fate a person could ever have to. Anyway, let's move on.
Now,
what other plot?
All of the subplots, dear listeners, because yes, that is the overlying plot of the film.
But
Michael J. Fox and Nancy McKeon are the ones we want to get together. But there are so many subplots.
So many.
First of all, these two girls decide that it's their job to get a picture of Anthony Edwards' naked butt.
Yeah, this is where the Porky's element, or we wish it could be Porky's.
To the point where they drill a glory hole into the wall so they can see into the men's locker room. That's just one of the many plot points.
Yeah.
Second of all, you find out that Dana Plato is a child sex ring worker, apparently, because at the beginning of the movie, she brags about dating a dentist. And then at the end of the movie, shows up at the dance with a colonel from the Air Force.
Yeah.
It takes 20 years to become a colonel in the Air Force.
Yeah.
So he had to be at least 40.
Yeah. And he looked it. I mean, they were making no bones. And someone does say, oh, that's nice. You brought your dad to the dance. And she says, this isn't my dad. This is my date.
Yeah. Your dad's a lot younger.
Yeah. But
But like, who wrote that in the script and was like, hilarious?
Yeah. And Dana Plato's really barely in the movie. She has only a handful of scenes where it seems like her inclusion was almost an afterthought. So that could be what's going on there.
You are also forgetting the underlying theme of racism, David.
Oh, one can never forget racism enough, Matthew, but I did notice it. Please tell everybody what's going on there.
Dobie Gillis is one of the teachers, and apparently there is a grand prize for there's a grant being given.
Being given by Anthony Edwards' dad.
Yeah, by Anthony Edwards' rich dad, of $10,000 and an all-expense paid trip to Europe to the teacher that most shows the qualities of the Excelsior High School teaching team, as judged by Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So all these teachers have to kiss this high school senior's ass to try to get $10,000, for Christ's sake.
And in
So
the
that
process,
plot going through where
yeah,
all the teachers are kissing Anthony Edwards' butt about trying to get $10,000 because it's basically just his favorite teacher gets the
yeah.
prize.
And the lighter racism tones come into play where at one point Dobie Gillis is ashamed to be dating and is trying to date Angela Cartwright, who
Yeah.
is like the cheerleading coach.
Yeah.
And he's like a health teacher because they have a sex ed
He's a biology teacher.
biology. And again, in Grease too, reproduction.
Reproduction! They even reference that.
Yes.
What were we talking about? And the whole class goes, reproduction.
Yeah.
And how much did you not expect to hear? Bum, 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 bum.
Where does the pollen go?
I wanted so bad for at least a musical, like, something. But,
yeah. But then we get
he
into.
says he can't be seen with her because she's Italian.
Yeah. And he says, and he mostly goes for waspy types.
Yeah.
And she says, aren't you Greek? And he's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, what is happening?
I'm not going to win this prize because I'm dating an Italian.
Yeah. But thankfully, racism, or we could say nationalityism, we do get full-fledged racism, thankfully, in a not too subtle form where Anthony Edwards is throwing a party early on in the film, and at the party, it's such a rich person party. There are people walking around in red vests with trays of hors d'oeuvres for a fucking high school party. Yeah. And then he comments that this tray is empty. Go fill it up. And they go into the kitchen. And that is where Lumpy Rutherford and Todd Bridges are working. And they are wearing the red also. And that is the point when you very, very easily stop and say, Todd Bridges is the only person of color in this entire movie. And he is working, carrying a tray as a servant at a fucking rich white person's party. And that is really upsetting.
But that's okay because we also made him the smartest person in the movie.
A 200 IQ, Matthew. Because that's a thing people can have, right? An IQ of 200.
Yeah.
And still function and be friends with a Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
It's like, if you have a 200 IQ in 1983 and you can build a robot that responds to voice commands, you would probably be working for, the government writing code for like missiles and shit. It's like, really?
Yeah. You're not going to be in a regular old public high school.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen. Now, before I forget to mention it, another nod to Grease. There is another scene that takes place completely at a fairgrounds where there's a Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round.
Where have we seen that before?
We go together like rama-lama-lama, ka-ding-a-ding-a-dong. Again, it's like, hey, we can do this shit in 1983. Doesn't need to take place in the 50s. So suck it, America. And that's part of many of the plots intertwine, including the sort of subplot of the Crispin Glover and Michael, what's his name? The heavier nerdy kid.
We'll call him the fat kid.
No.
What? That's what he is. That's the character.
Well, we have the two of them, as nerds do. They just want to date. They just want a girl to show them some attention. Yeah. So that's why you walk up and harass girls. That's why you. Oh my God.
That's why you plan on going into the fun house and committing rape.
Yeah. He said, when we get to the dark part, they literally say, 2 girls just went in there. Let's go in. And he's like, what do we do? Well, when the fun house gets dark, let's jump them. I think he says.
Yeah, let's jump on. But then, because it's the girls trying to get a picture of Anthony Edwards' naked butt, they pull his pants down. And they kind of turn it around to where he's the one who gets attacked.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he goes, somebody pulled my pants down.
Like, score!
And I laughed so hard.
God bless him.
He was so happy.
He was.
Oh, he made me
I was
laugh.
going to do the molesting, and I was the
Right?
molestee, not the
And just
molester.
what great writing, because she comes out of the thing and she's like, I got the picture of Anthony Edwards' butt. And they go, what? It's a Polaroid. So they're looking at like, what is that? And he comes out just in time to go, somebody pulled my pants down. Come on. Oh, God.
Michael
Kill-
Zorek, that's his name.
kill.
I don't know if you've said his name before, but yeah, Michael Zorek and Crispin Glover are the alpha geeks, and yes. What's another subplot, Matthew? We've actually already covered a lot of the little inner workings and bits and pieces of the mechanics of the plot and how they feed the overall story. But is there anything else?
So many wonderful warm and fuzzies of the 80s.
Oh,
Like, they go to an arcade.
oh my
and
God.
It's packed.
Yes.
And it's like when the arcade was the place to hang out.
Yes.
And they go to a roller dome.
Yeah, the roller skating and the arcade, and even when they're at the carnival, oddly, it's the school is in, yet they're all dressed like it's the middle of summer because that's when it's being filmed. But the plaid Bermuda shorts and the popped collars on the Izod polo shirts and
all of the rotary phones that they like, because the movie opens with perfect exposition.
Yeah.
Just like the movie Bye Bye Birdie, everybody's on the phone.
Yeah.
talking.
What are you going to wear to Anthony Edwards' party tonight?
Yeah. You've only been dating him for a year.
Yeah.
And
I'm
you're
going to wear whatever.
nerd that has to work for NASA. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
perfect.
And then Michael J. Fox is like, hey, Todd Bridges, you want to hang out tonight? Todd Bridges is like, well, that big party's happening over to Anthony Edwards' house, so I've got to work it. Michael J. Fox, gee, I wish I could go to that party.
Yeah. I will tell you this, speaking of Todd Bridges, the robot that he plays, that's another underlying plot, is that this robot is obviously somehow his best friend. And they have this huge emotional goodbye when he turns him off. But inside the robot costume, do you know who played the robot?
No.
Jerry Marin, who was a munchkin in The Wizard of Oz.
No. Shut up.
And as Michael J. Fox first meets the robot, he puts his hand on it and he goes, "What's with the Tin Man?"
Oh, man. Oh, that's a good one. Wow.
And also, honestly, if you're going to have such an emotional connection to a robot, they could have named him something other than Robot.
Yeah.
Like,
totally agreed. Totally agreed. Yes.
Like Johnny Five, you know?
Yeah.
That humanizes him and maybe would make us feel a little bit more emotional when you turn him off for the last time.
Yeah.
Phyllis.
And then, spoiler alert, he builds another robot at the end. So he ends. Everybody gets what they want at the end. It's a comedy. Let's talk a little bit more about this quest to get the photograph of Bo Middleton's naked behind, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
There's a sense of the girls. I mean, it's for a photography assignment. Like, they are going to turn this into their teacher.
No, they're going to turn it into Crystal Bernard, who is the president. She says she's the one who decides. She's the judge. So they're going to turn in a picture of Crystal Bernard's love interest, of him being humiliated, and she's going to put that in the yearbook.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how she thought that would at all be appropriate. Or where she reached to that. Like,
it's very illogical in many ways, on many levels.
Because the assignment is to take a picture of nature. That's the assignment. And she decides that the most natural picture would be of Anthony Edwards naked behind.
Yeah, and when Jenny Piccolo says, "Oh, we're going to do something au naturel," Laurie Hendler says, "What? I'm not taking my clothes off again and having pictures taken." Like, it was almost a fool me 3 times, shame on me kind of a joke. It's like, what the fuck? You're in high school.
Yeah.
What the hell? But the thing is, if Crystal Bernard had said, and similar to this other thing, if there was a prize and I get to pick the winner and the prize is you get XYZ, if they had said, oh, she wants a natural, I know how to get her to pick us for the winner. She's had a crush on Bo forever. How about we get a picture of Bo's ass? She is not going to declare, she will pick us as the winner, hands down. She's wanted to get in his pants forever. But again, it's like he's the hot guy. I mean, Anthony Edwards is attractive. Yeah. And he's the hot guy and he's the football guy. It's like, part of me is like, I feel like if a picture of his ass circulated around high school, he'd be like, that's my ass.
Yep.
Yep. Too bad you didn't get a little bit of my balls hanging down. You'd have been impressed by those too,
Yep, that's my butt. You can all kiss it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure where the humiliation factor is. Yeah. And at the end, spoiler alert, once again, people, the last haha of the whole movie, literally the final joke button, of the film is the robot, the new Todd Bridges robot, walks up and pantses him so that he's got his boxers. It's not his bare ass, it's his boxers. At which point, thankfully, the girls showed up to the dance with their camera ready and loaded and turned on, and they snap a picture of it. So the girls looking for their picture, they get what they want. And then we cut to Michael J. Fox and Nancy McKeon together. Freeze frame. Yeah. End of movie. And it's so odd.
You have to remember, though, David, at this point, Anthony Edwards has lost everything. So, of course, it's humiliating. He's lost his girl. He's lost his posse. He's lost his position.
Yeah. And even to the point where at the dance, like, he says to his cronies, yeah, we really got to do something and take care of this. And they're like, do it yourself. Like, yeah, fucking loser.
You can't drive in a drag race, so we're not your friends anymore. It's not like he doesn't have money anymore. He still has more money than everybody else.
Yeah. And here's an interesting thing. I just thought of this. Did you see Grease live when they did the musical live on Fox? I thought it had some wonderful things about it. I really did. Yeah. The new song for Carly Rae, whatever, the new All I Need Is an Angel song, egregious, unforgivable, unsupportable. What were they thinking? But if you recall, they did do some alterations to the book. They didn't abide by the original book of the Broadway show. And one of the changes they made was, in order to do the drag race with Grease Lightning, and by the way, when Michael J. Fox is trying to rally the troops and saying, okay, we got to fix this car, we got to do it. You want to be, this car could be automatic, systematic, hydromatic. It's Grease and Lightning. You wanted it so bad. I have some overhead lifters and quads. Oh yeah. Here's the thing. In the new book that they wrote for the musical, the Grease Live on Fox, one of the reasons why he wins the drag race against the Scorpions is that they go to Eugene, and Eugene, the nerd, helps them soup up the engine with some special chemical he's been working on. It's very similar to this, where the nerd soups up the engine, and that's what pushes it over the edge and makes them win the drag race. So, a movie plagiarizing Grease is then later plagiarized by Grease. That is an Oprah full circle moment, Matthew, and I approve.
Well, they've changed Grease over the years to more fit the movie, because the original Broadway production is nothing like it's very rough. Different from the movie.
It is rough. Okay, I'm just going to go through my notes now if there's any other final moments before we wrap this shit up.
Again, another little warm 80s thing is at the dance. You see all these 80s prom dresses. Another little warm thing.
One thing, Michael J. Fox is so charming and appealing. We don't care that he is supposed to be 16 in the film.
Yeah.
And he's probably like 20 in real life, but he still looks like he's 14. And Nancy McKeon, unfortunately, is suffering from 1980s teenager who looks like she's 35 syndrome.
Yes.
And even with that, they are both such good actors in the few scenes they have, and they don't have a lot together, but to
Yeah.
get them connected and interested, I liked it.
Yeah.
The other thing, when we talk about rallying the troops, meaning the other nerds, there are multiple other nerdy people and not cool kids. And here are some of them. One of them who is married with a child,
Yeah.
and he's shaving in the locker room. And they're like, so are you a virgin? And he's like, I have a kid.
Yeah. And what does Crispin Glover say?
Oh, he says, oh, wow, my parents wanted kids.
Without a hint of irony.
No. And not playing it for the laugh. Dead serious, and it works beautifully. But everybody, we all knew that kid in high school, the kid who had like a full beard that looked like he was 35 years old. And this guy, the actor they cast, his hair is just starting to thin.
Yeah.
And at the dance, he introduces his wife, and she's pregnant. So we meet the little boy. He's got a little boy named Little Ricky, by the way. And she's pregnant as well. So he's one of them. There's also this amazing character called Crazy Leo. And he's played by Tom Villard. Tom Villard is one of those actors. I think he died recently.
Not recently.
No, but he's not with us anymore. I think he was gay, wasn't he? Wasn't he?
He died of AIDS.
I always enjoy him every time I see him, and he does not disappoint here. He has many good moments and laughs in this.
I wrote down that I felt like Joe didn't have a lot to do in the second act of the movie. Like,
there's a long spot. There's a long period of time where
we don't see her at all.
When we come back to them, we're like, oh yeah, that's right, Michael, that's right. This is happening too. Yeah, we do have a long. There's the scene where Crystal Bernard and her friend are trying to seduce the nerds at the skating rink. And they're dressed like punks. And they actually say, those two punk girls are looking at us. Yeah. And they've got like the purple zebra print cutoff T-shirt.
2 Party City wigs on.
Yeah. and they fall for it.
And they have no idea that they're the 2 girls from school. So it's a very Lucy and Ethel, like.
Oh my God, yes.
He's got a guy that can't recognize his wife with full face on and a mustache.
Yeah. The points where Anthony Edwards and Nancy McKeon are at odds, and he is being a dick to her.
Again. And maybe I had a different high school experience. Who would let somebody talk to them like that?
I mean.
Who says those things? What person in high school actually says out loud, I'm the king, you're my queen, all of these little people are my servants? Again, a high school trope that never existed.
Yeah.
That we accept.
Yeah. But smartly, Nancy McKeon does say, oh, well, I wasn't dating you last year. Who was I then if I wasn't your queen? And he was like, oh, guess you were just one of the nobodies. And it's like, fuck, dude.
Who says that, though? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. One of the nerds of the many inappropriate attempts to woo the girls, Crispin Glover, I believe, goes to one of the punk girls at the skating rink and says, want to rent a motel room.
No, Michael Zorek says that. The fat
Michael Zorek says that?
Yeah.
Want to rent a motel room.
Yeah.
It's like, geez, you're in high school. Could you? Even in 83, could a teenager walk up and say, hey, can I get a hotel room for an hour? I want to fuck this chick. It's like, what?
Well, nothing's happening to Dana Plato dating 40-year-olds.
I suppose. Yeah, it was a different time. It was really a different time. Oh, at one point, the girls who are trying to set up the picture, not only do they show up at 5:30 in the morning to drill their glory hole, and then later bribe David Nelson, the janitor, to tell him to get out so we can do our bidding. At one point, they're up a ladder outside Anthony Edwards' house and set up a camera to take pictures in his bedroom window.
Yeah.
And the payoff to that joke is when they get the pictures back, they're like, this isn't him, it's his parents. Ew.
And he's a cross-dresser.
Yeah. Why is his mom dressed up like a nurse? And she says, that's not his mom. That's his dad.
Ew.
Ew. But it's like, oh my God, the different times of, oh yeah, we can take pictures of people through their bedroom window without their consent. And that's perfectly okay to do, especially for a teenager, just kids getting into mischief,
And I also put down another high school trope that never existed.
Mm.
The socializing in the locker room for like just, you do have class. Like you went into the locker room for gym, you got changed and you went to class. Like
Yeah.
who shaved in the locker room in the middle of the day?
Yeah.
Who's walking around, just standing around talking in the locker room? I mean, yeah, that happens as adults in like the golf locker room and stuff, but like in
Yeah.
high school, not a thing that happened. And I didn't play like team sports or anything, but like for just a regular gym class, which that's what that seemed to be, I like socializing in the locker room didn't really happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. The idea was you go in the locker room, you change and get out here because you got to do your
Yeah.
class. You got to,
And yet
yeah.
in every 80s high school movie, it's always got a locker room scene where they just seem to just enjoy hanging out in the locker room.
Yeah. 16 candles. They have time to watch that girl shower and marvel at her body. And it's just like, Jesus.
It's a delightful little predictable fluff piece that I didn't mind spending an hour or so with. And
It was
it
fun.
really makes promises so therefore it doesn't break my heart. There's nothing promised and nothing lost from it. And it was delightful.
And
And
there were
all
enough
the kids go back
plots.
to their sitcoms knowing that they have successfully achieved getting the and starring credit at the beginning of their
No, I agree with you. I had the best time. The way the skating rink was and the arcade and the carnival. There's so much of that is from my childhood, from my adolescence.
And if you'll notice in the arcade scene, you can't read any of the game's names.
No, they blocked them out. Yes.
Literally with a piece of black tape across some of them. You can see the black tape across the name.
Yeah, this is Galaga, this is Space Invaders, but you never see it. Nope.
What's your final thing?
My final thing is, it was, like I said, it was a delightful snapshot into the 80s. It was light. It was a delicious piece of cotton candy. Yeah, so, we haven't really talked about a movie before on this show, but I've thought that we could do more one-offs like this of TV movies, particularly ones that are somehow related to facts of life. So we need a rating system, Matthew. It's maybe, well, since we call ourselves TV Talkaholics, maybe we should have chips, because I think that's what people in recovery have. And if we want to bastardize a wonderful program that helps people overcome their addictions,
which we don't want to do.
No, we don't want to do it. But nonetheless, maybe we could say, David, give this movie, High School USA, 5 out of 5 Talkaholic chips.
I would agree. 5 out of 5 Talkaholic chips from me.
All right. Well, there it is. From our mouths to God's ears, or in this case, our Tutti Frutti's ears.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I think that ends this month's show. This is going to be longer than the typical episode, and I don't have a problem with that because this was so fun. To our listeners and viewers, thank you for tuning in. And what was our sign-off? Did we... Oh, and our sign-off is, of course, our impression of Mrs. Garrett saying thank you and goodbye. So let's do it together. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
And goodbye.
Bye.